Mr. Chairman, you may begin.
So this is what was on the board last time.
Okay. And we're up.
Good, how are you?
We're all set to go.
Is this what we received?
I'm not sure. This is the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for May 11th, 2016. And the only item we have on our agenda is a continuation of the public hearing on an application filed by Anthony Jondu. And who will speak on the application?
Peter Guzone, their architect.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Guzone.
So last time, we presented the addition for the Jondu residence at 62 Virginia Ave, and went over the 7 variances that we were requesting. The last of which was a request to waive off-street parking, which the board was not comfortable with granting. So we explored a couple options to try to get around that. One of them, which you should have both of them there, one of them was putting parking in the back and moving the driveway, the existing driveway, moving that so that it can drive by the west side of the house, and then with these spots in the back for two parking spots. And there's some issues with that, some complications with that. There's a catch basin existing there where the new driveway would have to go. And we checked with the city engineer, and they said that what we would have to do would be to make a new catch basin to the west, further to the west. So relocate, not relocate, keep the existing one there and put a different cover over it, and then put a new catch basin and remove a pine tree that's there on city property. And that would be at the owner's expense to do that. So the second option was to leave the garage as it is and to move that living space, a bedroom and a bathroom, to above the garage. This was mentioned last time, but in the existing house, both the garage and the single-story volume to the rear yard of the main house, the foundations for those are not adequate to put to build upon. So the addition that extends over the back of the house, we had to put the foundation roughly 5.5 feet beyond the wall, and then the second floor addition was spanned over the existing first floor there. And we'd have to do something similar to that on the side. So we can't just go up on the west side of the garage wall. We have to go beyond that and put a new foundation and build above that. The plans are here, and I submitted those originally, but what I just gave you tonight shows that shows the ground floor on the property, so you can see the offsets. And one of the things that happens when we do that is that we have 10'2" from the property line to the corner of the house, or I'm sorry, 10.52 feet from the west property line was the existing garage. And with this addition, it's down to 7.25 feet on the west side. So, so you can see the design there. And the clients did some cost, did some pricing on that, and it was not as expensive as they had originally thought it would be, or as I had originally thought it would be also. And so I think that they are, I think they're leaning towards doing that option if
The option of moving it above the garage,
Yeah.
moving the building above the garage.
And keeping the garage, yes.
So it's obviously a very appealing option. It addressed the concern we raised with you and your clients the last time. The only question I have is if you look to see if this option goes forward, what variances you would require and what variances you would no longer require? Would there be anything new that's required?
Well, we had the east side, which was an existing condition, but that was a variance because that was non-conforming. In addition to that, now the west side will be non-conforming.
Right.
So that's an additional variance, I guess. And then the combined, we already had a combined, but the combined is worse now.
Right.
So there's one additional variance.
And is there one fewer on the parking?
I'm sorry.
Is there, do you still need any variances on parking?
Oh,
Need it for
yes.
one.
For one space?
Need
Right,
the
but
one.
not for
Not
two,
for two.
so that there'd be a reduction there.
And which is your point, that we were creating that issue, we're making it worse than it originally was, and now we're maintaining the parking situation.
Thoughts, John?
Just
Oh, yeah, I don't have any other, I don't think I have any
a
questions.
procedural question.
Yeah.
If we made a motion to close the hearing and to approve the variance, are there any issues with notification to neighbors because the nature of the application has changed?
Yes. Yes, the neighbors would need to be noticed as well as the public through the newspaper system.
For the
So do we
additional
do-
variance,
For the additional, yes. Yes.
Do we put off a final decision until that actually happens, or can we render a decision today and on a conditional basis that pending concerns from a neighbor or what have you? Or?
I think it probably is better if we do not make a decision.
Mhm.
Yeah, right now, just because the whole object of notifying is to get feedback.
Mhm.
And I don't think anything will come of this, but I think that's a safer way to go. So-
The new design, once it goes to the architectural review board, they may have concerns about the sky exposure plan
Mhm.
because the volume of the building has increased. And it's also in height as well, which intersects. One side automatically would have because of the existing non-conforming dimensional setback. But the other side now is likely to likewise require them to either accept or modify, the sky exposure plan. But that's architectural review.
Yeah.
So even going forward with this, they still have to get past the architecture.
Yeah.
is it possible that, we're starting to run into schedule issues, and I'm just wondering if there's a way we could, go to architectural, the procedure is to get past zoning, to get the approval from zoning first. I'm wondering if there could be an approval with a condition or something so that we could move to the architectural review board, and then, I don't know how it works, but I guess, we're concerned about the.
About timing, yeah. And that's a very legitimate concern. Will the architectural review board take something that's close? I mean, I think the issue here, I think this is a formality. We are close, but I really don't think that we can give formal approval until we
I understand.
get feedback from the neighbors.
All right, I can inform Mr. Manley to set this particular project up for the next architectural review board meeting, contingent upon the proper noticing, results of getting the noticing back, and the newspaper notice, if that's acceptable to you.
Yeah. And you could work with Mr. Cook, and he can tell you what the additional language has to be on the notice.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm sorry that the procedure, that we really do have to follow the procedures, and I'm sorry it's a little awkward in this case.
Is there a question you'd like to ask? Because I can see the frustration. Obviously. Is there anything you'd like to
Yeah.
vent, say,
I
or?
think I'm getting a little bit emotional at this point.
It seems like a lot of wheels spinning. I mean, over, the neighbors are already notified. I mean, the adjacent property is a garage.
I know.
It's, and the property's gonna be, it's a big improvement to the neighborhood. It's not, there's no one came the last time, except, they were just to, lend the support.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. I wasn't here last time, but no one, someone came, but not in,
No,
nobody came
No,
last time.
no one came.
On that score. We're just stuck in a, to be blunt, a damned if you do and damned if you don't. If we don't follow procedure, someone can come back and challenge what we've done and what you consequently built.
Even a neighbor that wasn't here.
So-
Well, I think what we're trying to do, though, is to allow you to move ahead on to the next step with
With the
the
Architecture
Architecture
Review
Review Board.
To get on their calendar.
Get on the calendar, I think you can present to them. It's just based on a gentleman's understanding that we've come here, we don't have major concerns about it, but we have to wait.
We have to renotice.
Right, but hopefully they will hear the hearing and, or, they'll allow you to go and present, and that can continue to move forward, and then you're back here one more time to basically go through the formality.
Excuse me,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, who's ever speaking, addressing the board needs to.
Oh,
come
sorry.
To the microphone.
Yeah, if you'd come to the microphone and give your name. It's just all for the record.
It's fine. Thank you. I'm Dias Rejondio, the part owner of the
Yes.
house. And my concern is, do we have to wait another month to come forward with waiting for the slips to come back to see if anybody contested or not agreed or anything like that?
I think in order to get the formal approval of this board, I think we're saying yes, you'd have to go through that process. But what we're trying to also do is to allow you to move ahead to the Architecture Review Board and not have to wait for this board to meet again. Is that fair? I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I
Yeah.
think that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's,
It will take several weeks off your timeline.
and I'll send a note to the head of the Architecture Review Board so that he knows what's happening. That your application will be coming to them. You won't have had zoning board approval, but you're likely to get zoning board approval, at our next meeting.
I appreciate that. We
yeah,
have 3
sure.
kids starting school in
I-
September, so.
We get it.
We're on that.
Yes, I understand the sensitivity on meetings.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Okay. Meeting's adjourned.
Okay, thank you.
The next meeting is June 8th.
Yeah.
I will not be here.
Okay.